Yeah, good day, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you as a beginner in data scientist now to start your journey as a data scientist learning Jupyter Notebook for your analysis. So in today's tutorial we are going to be cover how to load and explore data, how to clean and process data, so and how to visualize insights, handle missing value, and also analyze the correlations built in a simple prediction model and all. So we are going to be doing all this today. So with this data set we have in our file, so let me quickly open this data file here. So this is the data file I'm going to be loading into Excel, into Jupyter Notebook for the analysis. So this is our data set, so we are going to load it. So but before we started with the loading of this one, so we are going to first of all import some important libraries. So we are going to first import some important libraries in our data set before we start that. So this will be the step one, this will be the step one. So let's have it like this. So step one, let me put it so that you're able to see it, what I'm doing. So our step one is going to be importing and loading of the data set. Let me just say import libraries first. So we are going to be importing some libraries before we started our analysis. So now for this one, I think if I make it a markdown, it's going to be better. So this is the interface of Jupyter Notebook. You have a file here. If you want to get a file, you want to save your work, you can come here. So to save your work, or to save as or anything, or you want to write a book, or you want to download your book, you can do that, or you want to log out, so you can do all those one here under the file. You also have edit. If you want to come here to paste a cell, or you want to copy a cell, so this is what we call cell. This part is called cell. You understand? That's what we call cell. So this one I'll make it a markdown like this. So it has been in a markdown. So if I come here now, let's say I put some like a dot asterisk on it like this. So come here again. So now after that I can run it. So it's going to show up. This is step one. So import a library. So I want to import some libraries. So before we start our analysis, let me go down a bit so that we can see what I'm doing here. So now for the first step we are going to be importing some libraries. So we write import Pandas. So we are going to import Pandas. So what do you call Panda? Panda is a libraries in the Python we use to work with the data structures. So it's going to help you to structure data, clean your data, so anything related to table. Actually Panda is the most important libraries for that, so we have to import it too as well. So then we'll import a NumPy as MP. So after that we also import a Matplotlib. Import Matplotlib. So Matplotlib is for data visualization. We use that to, if you want to build a chart, so any kind of chart, so you can use this one to build that. So this is called Matplotlib. So let me import it as PLT. So that's the name, PLT. So we import a matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So now then also we have to import Seaborn. So import Seaborn. Okay, so CORBORN, Seaborn as SRN. So SNS, I mean Seaborn. So after we import a Seaborn, so now we are going to find this. The CNS should be set. I want to set this in the lifestyle so that it will be in a style. So let me put the style should be white grid. So it's equal to white grid. So want a Seaborn should be white rich. So then the palette of it should be, so the palette of our Seaborn, because Seaborn is the data visualization panel, so it's also very important aspect of data visualization. So palette is equal to, you put this one here, be paste, so paste here. So after that, make sure you close your bracket. So now let's go here into the next one. Let me scroll down a bit so that I can see my screen very well. So now for the next one again, let's import a warning. So some of you may be wonder, why am I importing warning? So I'm importing warning so that you can ignore any issue, any errors in my data set. So whenever I have any error, so you can ignore it. So warning should be dot filtering, so filter warning, so it's going to be filter all the warnings. So then here now I'm going to put ignore, open a bracket, dot ignore. So this will help me to ignore any kind of error I may have in my analysis. So now after I've done importing all those libraries, so I can now come here now and print them one by one. So we say print, open a bracket. So inside this print, so we print the libraries, so all our libraries. So just like open a bracket, put a quotation mark here, so then write libraries. So we want to print our libraries, loading, let me see, loaded. So we are loading it, loaded successfully. So that's what I want to see. So this will help me to see if my library has loaded successfully. That's what I want to print out if I run my this thing now. So but if it's not loaded successfully, so it's going to give another thing. So now loaded successfully, so that's what I want to print. So after that, so I will come here into my run query, so to print this, so to run it, so it's still running. So if my libraries are successfully loaded, now it's going to bring, so you see library loaded successfully. So that means I've successfully loaded my library. So after I've loaded my library successfully, so now let's load our data set. So in this markdown, so we are going to use markdown here. So now I'm coming here, which is going to be step 2. So for the step 2, I'm going to be load the data set. So it's going to be load the data set. So now I'm going to be loading my data set into Python. So for the first time, if you are starting, so just calm down to know how to do this. It's very important aspect of data analysis, how to load your data set into Python. So that is the second step. So for us to load our data set, so we find the file path, so that will be file path. So find your file path. So file path is equal to R. I'm going to pick my path now for my download. I think I have it on download. So just copy as a path. After you copy as a path, then go back to your this thing and paste it here. So you will see the path that you copy, it will come up here. So the reason why I put R in front of it is to read the cell, so that there won't be any error, you understand? So when it's loading my data set, so after you have done that, click copy and pasting your path. So then you say define, we want to define our data frame, so define pd. So define pd as panda. So panda is going to read our csv file, read underscore csv. So then now what we use to save our file here is file underscore path, so you write it again. So that's what is going to define. So we want to define our path, so write file underscore path. So after that, close the bracket. So now we have defined our file path. Now let's print this. Write print, open a bracket. After that, so we have our distance, so define our file. So what I'm going to see after I print is that I want to see data set loaded successfully. So let me say data set loaded successfully. So that's what I want to see when I print my part. So then after I'm done with this, so data set loaded successfully. So after I'm done with this, so it's also going to start shape. So now, and also it's going to define the shape for me. So let me put this one here. So that will be define the shape. So data frame. So our data frame here is, so now let's come here and put this. So after I'm done with this, now I want to see the headings of my data set. So I just want to see only the heading. So that will be df. So to define the head of my data set. So make sure you close the bracket. So now let's run this to see our data set if it's loaded successfully. So you can see our data set has successfully loaded in Python. So that's how to load your data set. So now that we have successfully loaded our data set, so now let's go here. So in a new markdown again, so we want to fill our data set. So we want to fill our data set. Let's come here, and this is the step. This is for step 4 or step 3. So right step. I'm just writing this one. It's not necessary, but just to break down our class. So now data overview. So we want to fill our data set. So then let me come here again. So we want to fill our data set. So after you done, so this for step 3. So we want to fill our data set. So now let's come here to fill our data set. And for us to fill our data set, so the first key information that we need to give information you have to note is this. Fill information we have to note this. So let's come here into this part. So I have this quick info. So we call it quick information. So now my quick information is going to be define the info. So that will be, I'm going to define my information as info. So I want to see my data set. I want to fill it. So I want to do some basic statistics first here. So it's going to be basic statistics. Come here, put it basic statistics. So my basic statistics I'm going to be doing now with this data set is to display and also describe. Here I'm going to be seeing mean, mode, median and all. So I want to see it. So if you want to do that, to write display, then you write df dot describe. So describe, open a bracket, include. So now this is going to help you to visualize all your data summary. It's going to do all the summary for you. So unlike Excel, you are writing this one, so it's going to do everything for you once. So now after you write this, so it's going to define, it's going to do the basic statistics like finding the mean, finding the kurtosis, skewness and standard deviation and so that's what it's going to do. So this is going to do that for you. So now let's move on to the next one. I also want to check the missing value, so let me add that to it too as well. So check the missing value. So I also want to check the missing value. I want to do it all together. So for me to get missing value, I'm going to print, so open bracket, make sure you put this one here, so /n quotation mark /n, so then write missing value. So this is going to find all the missing value for you. So now when we are done with this, so put a quotation mark and close a bracket. So now let's print. So we want to print, so data frame full stop is none. So this is going to show you all the missing value. Is none, open a bracket and close the bracket. So we want to find all the missing value. So now after you have done this, so let me come here to show you what's going on. So now we have done. So we want to print the missing value, we want to print is none, so that we can see all that in our data set. So now it has removed all this non value in user ID. So and then there's no empty cell in all these columns. So let me check. There's no empty cell in all these columns. So the data type is boolean and floats. We have 64 floats. We have integer 64. So 7 and object. So it's 14. So the memory usage. So this is it. So it's going to show you all that once as you run the function. So and also here we can see all the data frame. So everything I have in my data structure, so bring them out. So now the missing value too is also here. So they have a missing value, it may verify. So the missing value you have, so all of them has been verified. So and also it gives me their data type too as well, describe everything for me. So now let's move to the next step called data cleaning. So now here we have let me put step 4. So try to join our training actually to get more full details. So here we have a data cleaning. So we want to do data cleaning. So for the data cleaning, so come here and also add our this thing here. So for data cleaning, so let me add this one too here. So make sure it's marked down, it's not in it. So after you done, so you can run it. So step 4 is data cleaning. So we want to do data cleaning too as well. So for us to clean our data set, so to remove some duplicate, let me put that here, drop duplicate. So for us to drop some duplicates in our data set, so this is how to go about that. So write initial. So after write initial, put underscore row. So this is going to help you to drop some duplicates. So now come here, df, so dot shape. Don't forget we use this dot shape too as well when we are writing this query. So now after you done, close the bracket. So this one is going to remove all the all the duplicate shape. So now it's correct. So now let's go here. So we want to print, so write print. Before we print, let's also define the clean tool, what we want to clean. So let me write clean is equal to, so for the data frame, so data frame dot drop underscore duplicate. Duplicates, so then close the bracket. So now let's print, write print, open bracket f. So now here we write drop, so drop, come here, so initial. So after I write initial, let's find this the initial rows. So it's going to minus the different data thing that we define here. So this is going to help us to, so that means the initial row is going to minus the data clean, so that we define. So that's what we want to do to clean our data set. So df clean, so dot shape, let me just write it in small letter, dot shape is equal to 0, because that's what we use for it. So now after you are done with this, you can close the brackets. Please, Python is very sensitive pasting, so make sure you follow procedures. Don't just write anything, because it's going to give you error immediately you made a mistake. So just put this one here, so then close the brackets. So now after you are done, so these are defined what to drop this will drop your duplicate. If you have a duplicate in your data sets, this will help you to undo that duplicate. So now after we are done dropping the duplicate, so now let's go again to the next one. So I want to undo, let me write it once for, so that we just run everything together. So drop missing values. So now for the data clean, I want to do it in this cell alone. I don't want to stagger it, you understand? So now we want to undo a missing value too. So how can we do that? So if we want to undo a missing value, so write numerical dot numeric, just numeric underscore course. So our course, so it's going to be defining it clean. So clean dot select clean dot select underscore type. So now we have this. So inside it, I'm going to include the integer. So the integer that we have here is 64. So it's going to be equal to int. So make sure you put just one quotation mark and write int 64. Then for the float, we also have 64 for that too as well. When we load our this thing, so we have int 64. So now for the floats, so also have 64 for that. So let me come here and close this bracket. So after closing this bracket, so write columns. So now inside this one, I will have divided the column. We have using the undo the missing value. So now let's also look for the objects column. So write for object. So that's for the numerical. So we want to look for the objects columns too. Objects columns. So objects columns. For object columns, we are going to define the data frame too for that one. So here underscore clean dot select underscore. Here we have a type, the types, because that's the definition of this. So now let me come here again. I think I missed that here. So should be d types. So data types. So now here we have this. Now I'm going to write include. So my include, I want to also focus on the object now. So you know that this one is for numerical, this for the integer. So this one's for object. So the one that are text, the data type that are text, that are not numerical. So how many of them do I have? So I have objects. So write object. After write object, so make sure you put quotation mark, one quotation mark on it to define the object. as a text. So after you are done, close the bracket. So in front of it, write columns. So just like the numerical too as well. Columns. So now after we have done with this, now let's go to the next one, which is fill numerical with medians. So now here I want to also feed the numerical, all the numerical. So I want to be feed all the numerical with medians. So now for me to do that, this is part of the data cleaning too. So let me come here, write fill numerical with median. So now for me to do that, I'm going to use for loop. So for a numeric, let me just use numeric, for a numeric columns. So that's what we use to represent it here, numeric codes. So columns. So now I'm going to define it. See in this. So my data frame underscore clean. So going to be C. So now, and it's going to be equal to the data frame underscore clean too as well. So open bracket 6. So now for the next one, I'm going to use fill now. So this fill now is for the data frame structure, to make sure the data set doesn't have error. You understand? So now fill now, open a bracket, so the data frame underscore clean. So if I'm not pronouncing it well, so no worry. This is fill now. So we open a bracket dot. So now here now we have for the median, so that will be median, open a bracket, close the bracket. So for this, so now for the next one here again is already do for the numerical with median. So now let's go and also clean. Okay, let's clean the categories with mode. So let's do that. So coming here, right, fill categorical with mode. Fill categorical with mode. So now for me to do that, I'm going to use for C in object. So categorical with mode, object underscore codes underscore column. So my data frame so should be clean. So now after that, we come here into my I'll define my data frame too as well, underscore clean. So make sure we follow this step by step. So now here I'm going to also use like the way we do the other time. You know, open a bracket. So this will help you to clean all the any nonsense from your this data set. So it will be clean. So if you want to clean data set in Python, you have to go about it. So now let's come here and close this bracket dot a lot. I'm going to make use of elux. So elux is very powerful, like under the data frame that we use to clean our data set too as well. So put the number. So now we successfully clean this. Let me close this, close the bracket. So now for this one here, so we are going to print. So print we want to print our all the things we have been clean. So if it's clean now, so you're going to see the result. So now that we have this, so in end, so should be showing missing values. So this is what I want to see as a result. Missing values handled successfully. So that's what I want to see after running my this thing. So my code. So this is what I want to see as a result. So this is what I want to see as a result. So now after I'm done with this, so let me also define clean. So clean dot is now. So close the bracket. So we should do all those ones together. Both calculation of the sum, sort of the values, sort values. So and then also when we want to sort the value, I want to sort it to ascending each other. So write ascending. So ascending is equal to use first. So the reason being that I want it to be in the sense that all this one here that I have, it should be accurate. So should be accurate. So write this edge, open a bracket 10, and just close it. And so now I think we are done. You can also cross-check your code to look at everything. So if there is any error anywhere, so that you can avoid error. Because if you made any mistake, it's going to show immediately. So that's why you have to be careful of your codes so that there's no error in it. Understand? So make sure you cross check. So let's run this. So we have our result. So there's no missing value in our data set. So duplicate 5 remove in our data set. So and then the shown missing value and dead successfully. So we got our result good and accurate. So we have done with that, with the cleaning of our data set. That's clean the data set and make it good. So now for the next one we are going to be doing now is a step 5. So it's data exploration. We want to be exploring our data set by building different kind of charts. So now let's go here into this part. So which is going to be step 5. Step 5 exploration. Let me write exploratory data analysis. So exploratory data analysis. So that's what we're going to be doing now. So now let's come here too as well. Let me put this asterisk. So change to markdown. After I change to markdown, then so we have this. So now for the next one I'm going to be plotting my chart step by step. So and for the first chart I'm going to plot gender. Let me write it out. Gender distribution. I want to plot gender distribution. So I'm promised to get gender distribution. So I'm going to make use of Matplotlib. So that will be PLT figure. Now PHP figure size. Let me fix size. So I want to look for the fixed size of my data set. So my fixed size is going to be between 6 to 4. So let me just run 6, 4. So for the chart I'm going to plot. So now after I'm done with this, so now go here. So now let's start. We are going to make it of Seaborn. So this is going to show the color that we assigned to it before the other time. So count plot, open a bracket. So now here we have our x axis. In x axis should be gender. So let me see, my x axis should be gender. So my x axis should be gender, while let me put this, okay, data is equal to, we are looking for this data frame too as well. So let me put df underscore plain. So df underscore plain, make sure we close the bracket. So now here we have successfully assigned the x axis to be gender. So now let's plot it. Plot type, we are going to be plot title. So we have a title for the charts we are going to be plotting. So my title for the chart is going to be gender distribution. So gender distribution, that's my title. So I will assign the title for the chart. So now you can now say plot show. So this will show your chart. Plot show. So this will show your chart. So now let me come here and run this to see my chart. So this is the gender. So this is gender distribution. So and you can see the chart has shown me the female, male, and prefer not say binary distribution and all. So I've seen that. So now let me also plot country distribution. So I want to see country distribution. Right, country distribution. So for me to get the country distribution plot, so I'm going to plot figure size. So the same thing. So there I fix size. Fix size is equal to 8 comma, make sure you put it in bracket, 8 comma 4, and close the bracket twice. So now for this one I'm going to write my SNS, so which is 7. So count plot, open the bracket, s is equal to country. So what we are using now is country, don't forget country. So after that, so now we are going to make use of name data is equal to the f underscore clean. So now for this one I'm going to order it by df underscore clean. I'm going to order it by df underscore clean. So then assign the country to be inside, because this country. So put the country here. So that's one quotation mark at the top. So after that, put value underscore count underscore count index. So for the purity dot title, so the title, so it's going to be country distribution. So we want to find you want to put the title for our chart, country distribution. So that's going to be our chart title. So and also I also want to like make the charts like a map to be rotating. So I have it to be priority x ticks, so rotation. So and After that, I can make the rotation to be like 45 so that it's going to be showing very clear. So purity dot show. So let's plot this and see country distribution. You can check your code if there's any error. So now let's see our chart. So these are charts. So there is one mistake here, so which is try to correct. So is x6. So I think we are right axis. So let me run it again. So it's going to come up great now. So there is no error. So this is our country distribution, and as you can see, so I have it. This is our country distribution. So now we also want to plot more charts. We can as well plot more as we want. So just like the way we did it. So but we are still going to continue in this class, this tutorial. So we will stop here today. So but we are still going to continue. So look out for part 2 of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more video like this. Today we were able to cover loading of exploring data, cleaning, processing and visualizing insights. So we are going to be continuing. We've done the undo missing value too as well. So we are going to be doing analyzing correlation and build a simple prediction model. So thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Yeah, you're welcome.